I'm going to start with a few kind of points, a few ground rules. The first one, have to have fun. And I know that that sounds cheesy, but it really is something that will make your acting better and just make your experience better. Why, you know, this isn't like chemistry. Like, why are we acting if we're not having fun?
I like to be miserable.
Yes.
Are you trying to say that chemistry is not fun?
Not to me. Maybe it is to you. The character could be as miserable as the character is, but you should be having some fun. It'll make the performance better. It'll make you looser. 100% fun is a requirement. And it may feel hard to have fun, given we have some non-Jewish friends here today, but you know, being a Jew in America has been kind of funky this past month plus. As you know, unless you've been living under a rock, you know that things have been extremely, tensions. Is a light way of putting it. It's been a lot of pain in the Middle East for Israelis and non-Israelis alike, and it may feel like, oh, why are we like playing pretend right now? Why are we having fun? I think that art is a wonderful healer, and I think that to be a good actor, you need to be empathetic, you need to listen, you need to lead with curiosity, you need to lead with imagination. I think the world could use a lot more listening, a lot more empathy, a lot more imagining what it's like to be in the other person's shoes, curiosity. So if you leave with nothing else, I hope you leave with that. And another thing to think about, I mean, it looks like the majority of you have acted at some point. If you're feeling nervous, something I like to do, because I performed a couple nights ago, and I was feeling a little shaky. My hands were a little... What I like to do with nerves is, first of all, is the character nervous? If that's the case, get into that, lean into that. If the character isn't nervous, you get to play with opposites, which is really fun. Shut up! You get to play with opposites. Because everyone is nervous about something, so even if on the surface it feels like this character isn't nervous, well, what does make them nervous? And if you kind of give yourself that permission, if you kind of say, okay, instead of like, oh my God, I'm nervous, and what am I going to do? Instead you're like, you know what? A little nervous, I'm going to kill it anyway. It just kind of a calm comes over you. That's what happened to me Thursday night. I was like, yeah, this kind of works if you just tell yourself it's going to work. So that are the 3 rules. Allow yourself to have fun, and lean into the nerve. So we have this scene here from Dave, a little Dicky show. And I'm just going to kind of let you guys do it, and let's see where it goes. We have Dave and Allie. We'll go from there. Let's see how it goes. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like, you're saying this is sort of like audition setting, just get up and go.
Have fun.
Just get up and go. Let's do it.
Have
Do you
fun.
care if I touch you?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Well, actually,
I'm not gonna...
boundaries, like just no, like just nothing. No, like
This scene does not call.
red zone, everything else is green.
Okay, cool. Same,
Boys,
same.
if you're going to touch a scene partner, you got to ask for consent and where it's going. Good
Very
point.
good,
I
very
should
good.
have said that. Yeah, it's solid. He's the teacher now. Okay.
Hey, where are you going?
I'm going to bed. I'm tired.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
No. If there's something I did, tell me.
I mean, you haven't been here all weekend, Dave. You're like thinking about other stuff, and I don't want to take pictures of you, okay? I want to be in pictures with you.
Okay, let's just go up there and kick that guy's ass and flick a pic or something.
I'm not joking. I'm not like making a joke, Dave, okay? I'm being serious.
All right, I'm sorry.
You're not present, okay? And I'm not just talking about here. Like, you were never present, and I need you to be present with me.
What? Really? Yeah, I'm just never present. That just seems like a blanket statement. I know. Look, no. Look, I know that I have so much going on right now, but like, I have to be thinking about this stuff and be thinking ahead all the time with the music.
Okay,
and, like,
okay. Do you ever think ahead about us?
About me and you? Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah. Of course, but like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
Like, are you asking, what do you want to marry me or something?
No, I'm not asking you to marry me, Dave. I'm not, like, on one knee right now.
Like, please, just give me clarity, okay? I don't know what you mean. Like, speak to me.
I want to be in a relationship where I'm not always put second.
You're not always put second. Like, look at right now. Look at where we are. You realize that I have like the biggest decision to make in my whole career this weekend, and I'm here with you and your family. Like, I didn't even consider staying.
I'm not saying that you're not. I'm not.
What do you want me to do? Deprioritize my dreams just so you don't feel bad every now and then? That's crazy.
I'm not crazy.
Like,
okay, it's not crazy to want your boyfriend to be emotionally present with you, and I know that you are like an undeniable superstar or whatever, but it's kind of turning you into a crappy boyfriend.
Well, okay, listen. to how bad you're saying that because you're a crappy, no. You're a crappy girlfriend for using your own self-belief against me and my argument.
You have no idea what it's like to be dating a narcissist. It is so draining.
It's not narcissism when it's real.
Okay, do you hear yourself?
I do. I do. I know it's. But you don't realize like how high the stakes are for me. Like, thank God I believe in myself the way I do, or I wouldn't get anything done.
And because you treat it like it's your whole life. Like, there has to be something else in life besides this one.
Well, something else, something more than like, I don't know, actualizing my sense of self and like feel like I'm at my maximum potential, right? You're asking me to sacrifice that. That's absurd.
You don't get it.
No, you don't get it. And I can't keep apologizing for my ambition just because you don't have it.
All right.
Wow.
I want in on that. What a fun way to start. Okay.
Raising the bar.
Really? I mean, yeah. What a beautiful way to start.
baby.
Wait, I'm not ready. I didn't do my homework.
Give us a few hours.
What a great way to start. Okay,
So
so
modest.
I have thoughts, but I want to hear from you guys. We'll start with you and then you. Casey, how do you feel?
Dude, that was a good first read.
That's it.
I felt it was a good first read.
What was good about it?
I felt like, I mean, like, we just kind of both just jumped into it and had fun with it, but also, like, I mean, you were giving me a lot.
Yeah. And you were giving me a lot.
Thanks, Doug.
I wish we had more space.
Yeah, that was
and
the only
things,
thing.
And things to do, because there's, for me at least, like, this reads as, like, Allie is just trying to, like, get away and just be like, you're not here with me, you're not, like, willing to hear me out. There's no real, like, way of winning this. And until kind of, like, Dave is like, no, okay, fine, like, talk to me, like, let's talk. And then it's a lot of back and forth. And it's a cool arc of the scene where, like,
They agree.
yeah, where I think we can all agree. Well, actually, I don't know, but I feel like Dave is wrong, but is like committed to being wrong.
I think it was a very, very good first run. I think, and lessons, and of course, any lessons I give them apply to everyone. I love that you're right. You did just jump into it. You didn't question it. You didn't judge yourselves or each other or the characters. You just gave yourselves to it, which I think is every actor's job. It's just like, you're not the writer here. So it's not your job to judge the writing. It's just your job to go in. I love the breadth. I love the moments of pause. I think you guys can play even more with that. Is allowing for, yes, sir.
What do you mean by the breath?
The breath. Great question, Mr. Wu. So, you know, there's the power in stillness, there's a power in silence. And we often, as people and as actors, just talk. We don't think about how are we breathing, how is the character breathing. And sometimes when you think about breath, it tells you so many new things about what the character is going through when you have to really think about inhaling. And it seems like, so wait, it's the same thing with focal points too. Is one is you, two is me, no, right? One is you, two is me, three is here, four is there, five is everywhere. So if you think about, because oftentimes we don't think about where we're looking. And if you think about focusing on yourself, focusing on you, focusing on here, focusing on there, focusing on everywhere, now you give your eyes something to lock onto that tells you so much more about the character. I think we could play more with levels. And again, now we're at the really fun spot where we can just tweak. We can do, because it's ready. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh boy, we really gotta save this from, pull this out of the ground. It's in a very healthy spot. You were very here, you were very here. The energy was great. So when I say this, you weren't low energy. See if we could play with want versus need, and that you want to be blah, 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 but you really need to keep it cool because she's your girlfriend and you love her and whatever. You need to keep it cool. And you play a little more of like, do you want to be having this conversation? You know? Play a little more. Yes, sir.
Okay. This is not some kind of event for me. This is a wedding that I'm going with her.
Yeah, so to give you more context, this is you're here for her and her family's wedding.
Oh, so this isn't my event.
This is not your event.
Okay, cool.
This is not your event.
Okay.
Also, you made a great point about space, which again in auditions, sometimes you'll have less space than this. Perfectly fair point, you're right, they do deserve to have more space. play with the want versus the need of that. Like, you want to, this room is so small, but it's the only private space in the whole wedding.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not gonna have this fight on the dance floor in front of my aunt and uncle. So I guess we have to, I really don't want to be near you right now. But
Are they
they're
closet?
They're like, they broke away from the wedding. So they're like, you know.
They're
But-
in the room.
And that's something to think about too, is volume.
Yes.
Is like, do you want to be blah, 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 I hate you so much right now. Hi, Aunt Jessie, hi, how are you? Okay, yeah, no, we're fine, we're, you know. So think about that too. I just threw way too much at you guys, as I often do at this workshop. Do you have any questions on that before? Now we're going to do a start-stop, so I'm
Cool.
good. Yeah.
No, that's good stuff.
Do you have any thoughts on that? Any questions?
I'm cool, just
Yeah, I'm good.
All right,
Cool.
let's play. Whenever you're ready, have fun. 3, 2, 1, action.
Hey, where are you going? Where are you going?
I'm going to bed. I'm tired.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Look, no, there's something I did. Tell me.
I mean, you haven't been here all weekend, Dave. You're like thinking about other stuff, and I don't want to take pictures of you, okay? I want to take pictures with you.
Okay, let's just go up there and kick that guy's ass and flick a.
I'm not joking, okay? I'm not like making a
Alright,
joke.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm being serious.
I'm sorry.
You're not present, okay? And I'm not just talking about here. Like, you're never present.
Play even more that, like, you hate that you're saying this.
Okay.
Start from the top of that, you're not present.
Okay.
You don't want this to be true.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're not present, okay? And I'm not just talking about here. Like, you're never present, and I need you to be present with me.
Really? I'm never present. I'm just never present. That seems like it's a blanket statement. Like I don't know. I know I have so much going on right now, but like I have to be thinking about this stuff and be ahead with all of the music and
Okay, do you ever think ahead about us?
about me and you. Yeah. Of course. I mean, of course.
Repetition. Why does he repeat himself?
Yeah.
So why
Yeah.
does he say yeah 3 different times?
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's not the only one with repetition. And you know, a good playwright, good screenwriter won't say yeah, comma, yeah
Right.
to fill the page. They'll do it because there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
So start from that again. And why is each yeah different? And again, what you did was perfectly natural, perfectly believable, perfectly justified. But just to play, make every yeah different.
Cool.
Give him the line going into that.
Okay, do you ever think ahead about us?
What do you, about me and you? Yeah. Yeah, like, of course. What do you mean? What do you
What do you mean? What do I mean?
Like, what are you asking? Like, what do you, you want to marry me
No,
or something?
I don't want to marry you, Dave. I'm not.
How do you feel about marrying her? That you're putting that word into the vocabulary. They haven't said the word marriage before.
I mean, like,
Maybe you do want to marry her, or maybe you're like, I don't know that I really want to bring this word up. So start from the top of that.
like,
What do you mean? What do I mean?
what are you asking? Are you asking me to marry you?
Oh,
Or
no,
something,
no,
like-
I'm not asking you to marry me.
Well,
Dave.
I'm just-
I'm not like on one knee right
And
now.
how does she feel about how he just spoke, how he just said the word
Yeah.
marriage?
Yeah.
She's a young woman in her late 20s. The clock is ticking. All the family members at this wedding are like, so when are you two going to get married?
Okay.
And he just reacted maybe not the way you wanted him to about the word marriage. So give Eric that line again.
Are you asking like what do you want me? You want me to like marry you or something?
No.
Like,
I'm not asking you to marry me, Dave.
No,
I'm not
I'm
like
just-
on
I'm
one
just-
knee
I'm-
right now.
I'm just like please give me clarity. I don't know what you mean. Like speak to me.
I want to be in a relationship where I'm not always put second.
You are not always put second. But look at where we are at right now. You realize that I have like the biggest decision in my whole career this weekend, and I'm with you and your family, and I didn't even consider.
I'm not saying that you're.
No, what do you want me to do? Like, what do you want me to do? You want me to deprioritize my dreams? Just so you don't feel bad every now and then. Like, that's kind of crazy.
I'm not crazy. Okay, it's not crazy to want your boyfriend to be emotionally present with you, and I know that you are like an undeniable superstar or whatever, but it's kind of turning you into a crappy boyfriend.
Okay. Well, listen to how you're saying that, because you're a crappy girlfriend for using my own self-belief against me in an argument.
You have no idea what it's like dating a narcissist. It is so
It's not narcissism when it's real!
Do you even like hear yourself right now?
Aunt Jessie just walked by. Keep going, but Aunt Jessie just walked by.
I do. I know it, but you
Are you
realize-
two okay? Oh, okay.
I do, but you don't realize how important it is for how high the stakes are for me right now. Thank God I believe in
You make
myself
such
the
a
way
beautiful couple.
Thank God I believe in myself the way I do. Otherwise, I would get nothing done.
And you just because you treat it like it's your whole life, like there has to be something else in life besides this
Well,
one.
something else, something more than like actualizing my sense of self and like feel like I'm maximizing my potential. You're asking me to sacrifice that? That's absurd.
You don't get it.
No, you don't get it. And I can't keep apologizing for my ambition just because you don't have any.
Wow. Fun
Crazy
stuff.
scene.
All right. All right, how did that second round feel?
Crazy scene, dude.
It was fun to play with a lot of like the volume. And for me, that's what I was really thinking a lot about personally.
Yeah, I like having the environment there, and you turn out those call outs.
The given circumstances really help. The setting, the who, what, when, where, why. And again, I don't believe in emotional recall, so I don't believe in if you're like, I'm just making this up, like pretending to kill someone in a monologue. I don't want you to like actually picture like someone dying in front of you. But it can help when it's in a healthy way. Like if it's like an unhealthy, if it's like a scene that's much darker than what would be average everyday life, you gotta be careful because you gotta worry about your psychological safety. But if it's a scene like this, it can help to really picture the venue. Picture you're in a tux, she's in a dress. Picture you guys are maybe a little tipsy. Like picture where you are, because we have to do so much work as actors, being imaginative, being curious. Think about, well, what work has been done for us? We know we're at a wedding, so if this is true, what else is true? That's improv. That comes from improvisation. If A is true, what does that tell us about B? What does that tell us about C? But yes, so excellent point about that. I mean, we can play with this all day. I think you guys make a cute couple.
Stop it.
Yeah, you guys do well. I hope we have time to do some more with you two at the end, but I want to get more people in. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right.
So good.
Who's next?
So good.
Any thoughts from the
Look at
class
Zavala.
on Mr. Casey, Mr. Eric?
Bro, yeah, volume changes the stakes so crazy.
Yeah.
Like your environment changes the dynamic, and it's also, I feel like, I'm not trying to demean it in any way, but I feel like it's almost easier to like not show, but like feel intensity when you do have to like keep a certain volume and like and lower it. When you're whispering angry is
Right.
like more there's more at stake than there is when you're loud.
And the want versus need is in like, it's not, I'm not being quiet to be quiet, I'm being quiet, I really want to be loud, but I need
Yes.
to be quiet right now. It adds that grit, it adds that like, that, you know, you can almost feel the energy there. So exactly to Mr. Lane's point. Who's who?
I'm Corey.
You're Corey, you're Bradley.
I'm Reese Witherspoon. At
No,
right?
actually, no.
Oh,
I'm Reese Witherspoon.
Bradley is Reese
Yeah.
Witherspoon. Really?
Okay.
But she's very powerful, you would think it's a man. So Bradley's Reese Witherspoon, Corey is Billy Crudup. Sam brought up a good point. That's another good exercise, is if you're in a scene, play with either reading the other person, like switching characters just to see, or also I once did a scene for Kel Wallace, great actress. We did the Medea, where she's like stuck on this chariot, like she's stationary, and Jason is like moving all around. He's like, oh, you just killed our kids, blah, 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 blah. We did one where I was stuck and she got to move around, and it just told us so much more, even though we couldn't do it that way in the final performance. It told us so much more. So that's a great exercise too, is like literally put yourself in the other person's shoes by playing their role and see what you learn. So this is the morning show. Have fun. 3, 2, 1, action.
It's going great so far. You're killing it. How about I take you out for a celebratory drink afterward?
What happened to you?
Well, a miracle named Bradley Jackson walked into my life.
No. I mean, like, who are you? Because you're not the same person I thought you were.
What's going on, Bradley?
What's going on? You lied to me. You put Eric in the evening news. And apparently everybody here knows it except for me.
You're just gonna
Seriously?
You're just gonna have to trust that I have your best interests in mind.
My best interest in mind? If you had my best interest in mind, you would have told me the truth.
Doing the best I can, okay? This job's hard.
Oh, really? Everybody's job is hard.
Doesn't seem that way to you because I walk in and out of here grinning like a Cheshire cat, but it is hard. Because when I took over, they didn't give me the keys to a new car. They gave me a raft so riddled with holes and so crudely patched over that there's not even a raft left. It's just a million patches held together by a million more. I'm trying to conjure Noah's Ark out of thin air. And frankly, I think I'm doing a pretty decent job, all things considered.
Are you? Really?
Actually, a pretty great job of it. And I'd hope, frankly, you and I, we'd be able to walk on together 2 by 2.
Is this the part where I'm supposed to thank you for saving me from some sort of flood? Because you only have this one job because of me.
You're so certain you know how the world works, huh? You seem to think that somehow that your friends, and I'm counting me here, are somehow out to get you.
Oh, let me clarify. You are not my friend. You could have been my friend, but that did not happen, and I'm glad it did not. Because all you had to do was be honest with me. But it turns out you're just the weasel that everybody said you were.
It's just never occurred to you that I obviously can't tell you everything because you're so obsessed with telling the truth. I can't be sure any secret is safe with you. And also, by the way,
So this is my fault?
pretty much, because I can't tell you how people feel because your ego is too damn fragile to be able to process the information into something constructive.
Go to hell.
There you go, proving my point. Told you the truth, proved my point.
Wow, okay. Fun stuff. Okay, tell me, fellas, how do you feel?
Okay, bro.
Yeah,
What was
I think the hardest thing is just like knowing the context. I don't know who these
Still in
characters are and where they've been.
Just fair warning,
but,
you say you feel good, I'm going to say what was good about it. So, about objective. He's talking about he was playing with objective, and he was going towards that objective and trying different tactics to reach that objective. And the obstacle was everything that he was thrown his way. And so, all right, well, this didn't work, so now I got to try a new tactic. And what was good about it for you?
Well, I think the characters are very on different pages, and I feel like we were on very different pages there. It felt like, and that's, yeah. It feels like a lot of drama is characters not being on the same wavelength and not knowing what the other one is thinking and stuff, and yeah, just definitely didn't know what the other person was kind of going through and what was going through their mind.
That is the textbook definition of drama is friction. Friction. If it's, why don't you put me on the morning news? Oh, okay, I'll put you on the morning news. The scene ends. The whole point is that it's why don't you put me on the morning news? Well, there's some balls that I'm juggling and there's some things I'm rolling, and it's well, I don't care, that doesn't serve my purposes. Well, it's not all about you, so that's where you get that back and forth, like you said. I think it's in a healthy place. Something with TV specifically. Theater, I think, is a little more dramatic pauses.
Yeah.
Pick up the pace. I think that both of you will benefit from it. I think TV, especially today, is written in a very go, 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 go. I think you guys were perfectly justified, perfectly natural, but it was falling a little flat because there was too much air in between.
Totally.
So don't cut each other off, but almost do. And see how that keeps it alive, keeps it almost like popcorn. You know what I mean? I loved your subtlety. I loved that you were kind of playing the opposite. You weren't playing the I'm just going to be really mad and angry, but raise the stakes a little bit. Same subtlety, same energy, but raise the stakes. And you too raise the stakes. And it's you desperately need her to be happy. So to give you a little more context, she's one of your 2-star anchors, and she's furious at you right now. He's just been made CEO of the biggest news station in the world. Play with that. I'm going to do a start and stop with you guys.
Okay, great.
Play with, that'll be the first thing, is pick up the pace. I'll tell you to slow down if I need you to slow down, otherwise pick up the pace. Okay, whenever you're ready. And do you have any questions for me?
Just to clarify, I just be forgetting things. Just raise the stakes, pick it up.
Same truthfulness. Same, don't get over the top, don't get cheesy, don't get ridiculous.
Totally.
So same truth. So the faster the better. and just go from there. And obviously, you come in, you think this is a celebratory night, and you're completely thrown off.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you're ready, have fun. 3, 2, 1, action.
Hey, it's going great so far. You're killing it. I'm gonna take you out for a celebratory drink.
What happened to you?
A miracle named Bradley Jackson walked into my life.
No. I mean, like, who are you? Because you're not the same person I thought you were.
What's going on, Bradley?
What's going on is you lied to me. You put Eric in the evening news, and apparently everybody here knows that except for me.
You're just gonna have
Seriously?
To trust, you're just gonna have to trust that I have your best interest in mind.
My best interest in mind? If you had my best interest in mind, you would have told me
I'm
the
doing
truth.
the best I can here,
Oh.
okay? This job's hard.
Really? Everybody's job is hard.
Doesn't seem that way to you because I walk in and out of here grinning like a Cheshire cat, but it is hard. When I took over, they didn't give me the keys to a new car. They gave me a raft that's so riddled with holes and so crudely patched over, there's not even a raft left. Just a million patches held together by a million more. And I can't try to conjure Noah's Ark out of thin air. And frankly, I think I'm doing a pretty decent job of it, all things considered.
Are you? Really?
Actually, a pretty fucking great job of it. And I'd hope, frankly, you and I, we'd be able to walk on together 2 by 2.
Oh, is this the part where I'm supposed to thank you for saving me for some sort of flood? Because you only have this job because of me.
You're just so certain you know how the world works, huh? You seem to think that somehow that your friends, and I'm counting me here, are somehow out to get you.
Oh, let me clarify. You are not my friend. You could have been my friend, but that did not happen. And I'm so glad that it did not, because all you had to do was be honest with me. But it turns out you're just the weasel that everybody said you were.
It's never occurred to you that I obviously can't tell you everything.
Why does he say obviously 3 different times?
Because you're obviously can't tell.
Give him the line again and treat each one. Why does he say it? He's a grown man. He's the CEO of a huge company. Why is he repeating himself like a child? Is he flustered? Is he thinking of the next word? Whatever. Or is he just trying to hammer home the point? Whatever it is, you decide. But give him the line going into that and make there a reason why there's 3 different obviously's.
And I am so glad it did not. Because all you had to do was be honest with me. But it turns out you're just the weasel that everybody said you were.
Double the speed. Start that again for the rest of this scene on. Double the speed for both of you.
Okay.
See what it does.
And I'm so glad that it did not, because all you had to do was be honest with me. But it turns out you're just the weasel that everybody said you were.
It just never occurred to you that I obviously can't tell you everything because you're so obsessed with telling the truth. I can't be sure that any secret is safe with you. And also, by the way,
that's my fault?
pretty much. Because I also can't tell you how people feel about you because your ego is too damn fragile to be able to process the information into something constructive.
Go to hell.
There you go, proving my point. I told you the truth, prove my point.
Start from the top of the second page. Make it even faster, but faster because you know they want to interrupt you. Oh, hold on, no, I need to finish I need to finish what I'm saying, I need to finish. Make it like, you're not just speeding up because Eddie told you to. Make it you're speeding up because you need to get this point across. You've been holding it in, but you know what? Since we're having this conversation, no, do not interrupt me. I'm not done with my point. Well, I'm not done with my point. Well, I'm not done with my point. You need to get that point across, and they're not letting you because they won't shut the hell up, and you won't shut the hell up. So start from the top of that, double speed, but with that intention of like,
Yes.
I need to get this point across, and you won't stop talking.
Okay.
Don't interrupt each other, but come close to it.
Oh, are you? Really?
Yeah, actually a pretty fucking great job of it, and I'd hope, frankly, you and I, that we'd be able to walk on together 2 by 2.
Is this the part where I'm supposed to thank you for saving me for some sort of flood? Because you only have this job because of me.
You're just so certain you know how the world works, huh? You seem to think that somehow that your friends, and I'm counting me here, are somehow out to get you.
Oh, let me clarify. You are not my friend. You could have been my friend, but that did not happen. And I'm so glad it didn't. Because
Start a line or two above. Don't stop when your line stops. Make up something that you want to continue to say and only stop because their next line.
Gotcha.
So literally keep talking.
Yeah.
Until they force you to stop. So start
I just
from...
lost my place, sorry.
That's alright. Start from man, you're so certain. And like when you say are somehow out to get you, and another thing, blah 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 blah, and until he stops you, then you stop talking.
Mm-hmm.
Try that again.
Oh, just let me clarify. You're not my friend. You could have been my friend, but that did not happen. And I'm so glad it did not, because all you had to do was be honest with me. But it turns out you're just the weasel that everybody said you were. And I agree with all of those people and other things as well. And you can tell me
It's
what's up.
just never occurred to you that I obviously can't tell you everything because you're so obsessed with telling the truth that I can't see any secret as safe with you. And also,
Oh,
by
so
the
this
way,
is my fault?
pretty much, because I also can't tell you how much people feel about you because your ego is too fucking fragile to be able to process any information into something constructive.
Go to hell!
There you go, proving my point. I told you the truth and you proved my point.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Stakes are raised, bro.
The urgency felt good there.
What I liked about that was that it was allowing for change of breath and change of thought. So it was you were allowing yourself to be surprised by Bradley's interruptions. And, it was so much more alive, there was so much more dramatic tension. That's a great rehearsal tactic too, is a cursing rehearsal, where you throw in curse words as much as you can.
I switched damn with
I think it probably is. There's a lot of cursing in the show, and I was like, well, it's Moishe House, maybe we shouldn't. Do the last half of the second page, curse as much as you can.
Yeah.
And this will help raise the stakes inevitably. Curse as much as goddamn possible. Fuck, shit, bitch, hoe.
Thank God. This is what I've been doing.
No N-word, C-word, none of that. No K-word, no F, no. Whatever will give you the emphasis. But if you need to get correct, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, ready? Whenever you're ready, second half of this video.
Oh, okay.
Fucking go.
Let me damn clarify for you. You are not my friend. You could have been my friend, but it didn't happen. And I'm so glad that it did not, because all you had to do was be honest with me. But it turns out you're just the freaking weasel that everybody said you were.
It just never occurred to you that I obviously can't tell you every fucking thing because you're so fucking obsessed with telling the truth. I can't be sure that any secret is safe with you. And also,
So this is freaking my fault?
Yeah, pretty much. Because I can't tell you any fucking thing about how anyone feels about you. Because your ego is too fucking fragile to be able to process any fucking thing into anything constructive.
Go to hell.
There you go, proving every point. Because I told you the truth and you proved my fucking point.
Okay, how did that feel?
More natural.
Okay. Well, to be fair, that is kind of how the scene is originally written. So then of course the trick is, when that's not in the script, you can't just add,
Can I say
better
something?
with fucks.
Sure, please, yes, thoughts from the class, Mr. Berger.
Obviously, yes, you can't add in curses to anything quite like that. But I
Unless it's
think
a Pixar movie.
where you guys put, inadvertently put those curses, really helped paint the picture of what the most important things are. Like when you were saying I can't tell you any fucking thing, anything, not one even measly little bit of information can you tell this person without it blowing up.
Hey man, kind of piggybacking off of that, actually this was in the first go around you just did, where you were telling them to add on to the line going forward. And it's funny because I could tell you guys were trying to think about what words to say going forward and then to get interrupted with, so it was just real world frustration that was building into the scene frustration, and that actually really helped build the dramatic tension and overall frustration in the clash. So I mean, if you can get really frustrated out there, get frustrated.
You're talking about with passing the ball back and forth. It's
it was a really
your teammate. Well, that was all true. I relate theater and basketball a lot. I mean, this is your teammate out there. This is your teammate out there. A perfect fast break is not one person, it's two people passing back and forth until finally, I don't need to be the one to dunk it. As long as someone gets to dunk it on my team, I'll pass it to you, you dunk it. Great. So giving your partner as much as I can, in a great way to give someone as much as I can, get in their fucking way. Get in their way in theater. Because, again, that's what drama is. If you make it too easy for them, it's nothing to overcome. If you make it difficult, you're making it so frustrating, opposed to you're making this kind of easy for me. So that's what I love, is that you guys each run through made it harder for each other. which in turn made it easier to act well.
Mhm.
So, very nice job, fellas. We're going to move on. Speaking of basketball, fun fact,
Are you
Michael played Division II basketball at Lynn University.
Boca, let's go.
Let's go, Boca. From Seattle, Florida. Seattle, Washington. Wow.
So, Flo, what's up?
Now, this is my cousin, Mr. Michael. And I'm going to give you no context, other than that is one of my favorite plays. This is a theater piece, our first theater. We've been doing a lot of TV.
Yes.
This is Biloxi Blues by Neil
Yeah.
Simon, the greatest playwright of all time.
All right.
Is
that
strong claim?
The first one?
This is the
decent
second
take,
one.
though.
So,
It's a decent take.
to give you,
I haven't read
it's
this.
the take. To give you context, Neil Simon, among his many accolades, wrote a trilogy of plays, because why not? This is the sequel in that. So there's Brighton Beach Memoirs, Biloxi Blues, and Broadway Bound. BBBBBB.
Yeah, gang.
Brighton
Okay.
Beach Memoirs.
Brighton Beach Memoirs. Brighton
Kids
Beach
with the
Memoirs.
RSJ crowd.
It does. 2, 1, action.
I was determined to meet the perfect girl. I knew just what she'd be like. She's going to be pretty, but not too beautiful. Because when they're too beautiful, they love them first, and you second. And she'll be athletic, the kind of girl you can shoot jump shots with, and maybe rebound for you a little bit. She'd love to go to the movies, read books, and see plays, and we'll never run out of conversation. She's out there. I know it. Right now, the girl I'm going to fall in love with is living in New York, or Boston, or Philadelphia, just walking around the streets, not even knowing I'm alive. It's crazy. There she is, and here I am, the both of us just waiting around to meet. Why doesn't she just yell, Eugene, I'm here. Come and get me.
Wow! All Awesome. Okay, what are your thoughts?
It's true.
My thoughts were I didn't know the context of it, but that was the fun part for me.
I like that.
I
Leaning
guess-
into it. Leaning into it.
I almost pictured it as I'm at a bar, maybe I've had a couple drinks, I'm with the fellas. I don't know the context behind, like, did I just break up with someone? Have I been single for a while? Like, yeah.
Well, what I love about that, first of all, I think it's in a very fun spot already, so now we can just continue to play further.
Dude.
What I love about that is that he made it personal in that, you know, that is another acting technique, is kind of, you know, literally writing it down or just thinking about where am I similar to this character and where am I different, you know? And so he was personalizing it for himself and thinking about, okay, well, what if I was at a bar? And he was also adding circumstances, which again, in a cold audition, you may not have. So I was talking about making quick, bold decisions. That's what you did. You did what a professional actor should do, which is you were like, okay, well, I need to make something here because it doesn't give a ton. So I love that. Normally I'm against switching lines, especially in a Neil Simon play, but it's supposed to be hit fly balls and she catch all that. He's switching
I'll
to
stick
jump
to the
shots.
script this time around.
I know, but I do love that. I love the basketball. Because Neil Simon is a big Yankees fan and Eugene is a big Yankees fan. I think it was a lot of fun, and this is more technical than anything else. And I've given this at every acting workshop I've taught. I've done this, every actor's done this. You can't sway unless it's a choice. And you can't fidget, you probably didn't even know you're doing it. It's a habit. If the character is doing that because they're so excited that they can't even be in one place at once, that's a choice and that's fine. But I get the sense it wasn't because you didn't know you're doing it. So like if you're going back and forth, if you're like, you know, pivoting in this, it's still to give you that power of stillness. And then, if you want to then like be like, oh my god, I'm so excited because I don't even know what she's gonna look like and she's gonna be this and that and that and this, then it works.
Yep.
So we're gonna do a start and stop. I think it's in a really nice spot, honestly. So again, this is Eugene. He's in the military. He's training in Biloxi, Mississippi, and he's a romantic and he's a writer. And he's fantasizing about this perfect woman. And so you got that. But he's just talking about all the things he wants her to be. And maybe you don't care if the love of your life reads plays. Maybe you don't care about that. So what's something that, maybe she's a natural wine connoisseur. Maybe she's something that you love, you know. So again, make it work for you.
Okay.
But you can't say natural wine, you can't say basketball, you gotta say, you
yeah.
know. I think that was a good ad-lib. Do you have any questions about any of that?
No.
Be aware of your feet, or if you're going to do it, make it a choice.
No.
And let's do a start and stop, because I think there's a lot of fun stuff we can keep doing.
I was determined to meet the perfect girl. I knew just what she'd be like. She's going to be pretty,
You're swaying already. You're already going
but
back.
not too beautiful. When they're too beautiful, they love them first, and you second. And she'll be athletic. The kind of girl you can hit 5 balls to, and she'd catch all of them.
Who are you talking to?
My group of military mates.
Talk to your mates.
Okay.
Talk to your mates.
Yeah.
Right here, baby, right?
She'd love to go to the movies and read books and see plays, and we'll never run out of conversation.
So do it again, do it more, and I'm just, again, I think it's in a really nice spot. Do it like, you know what I'm talking about movies and this and that, like really personalize it with each soldier in your platoon.
Okay.
So start from the top. So I really like your choice of talking to your barmates. He's talking to the audience in the play. He does a lot of fourth wall breaking because this is his story. So he's literally just like reading out of his memoirs. So I like your instinct that you're talking to a group. You're not really talking to one person. So you're talking kind of to the world where we're talking about like 5 everywhere, the focal point 5. So talk to your mates, talk to everyone.
Okay.
And if you talk to them too long, we may start to talk about our own thing because it's like, well, he's not paying attention to us. So it's like you want to keep all our attention.
Yep.
Like, oh, there's Eugene again talking about his romance and this and that. You know, so start from the top.
Okay.
We're the only people you've seen in months because you're stuck in training.
I was determined to meet the perfect girl. I knew just what she'd be like. She's going to be pretty, but not too beautiful. And when they're too beautiful, they love them first, and you second. And she'll be athletic.
Why do you need an athlete?
The kind of girl you can hit 5 balls to, and she'll always catch them.
That sounds pretty good.
She'd love to go to the movies, and read books, and see plays.
Where are you gonna find this broad?
I know that.
Wait, is it?
Keep going. Keep going. Help him out.
She'd love to go
Improvise.
to the movies,
Fraud doesn't exist.
Yeah, what else? What
and read
else?
books, and see plays.
Okay, that's boring.
What's a play?
And we'll never run out of conversation.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, because you'll talk the whole time.
She's out there. I know it. Right now, the girl I'm going to fall in love with, she's in New York, or Philadelphia, or Boston.
Ugh, not Boston.
Just walking around the streets,
Sucks.
not even knowing that I'm alive. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. There she is. Here I am.
Yeah,
both
we should
of us.
switch places. I'd rather have her here.
The both of us just waiting to meet.
Go fund her, bro.
Get one with
Yeah.
tits.
Why doesn't she just yell out, Eugene, I'm here.
Because you're ugly, bro.
Come and get me.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again without that. But I like that you had that. And they say acting is reacting. So if you're doing a monologue, see, this is our first monologue. Michael's very brave because with a scene, you've got someone up there with you. Monologue, your scene partner is whoever you're talking to. So whether it's the audience, whether it's the person you're imagining you're speaking to. And so picture their reaction. So I actually would have loved more from you. I know you were balancing a lot of things. Like, make your next point to me. Like when I'm shouting out things to you or whoever your barmaid is, like, you know what, and she's gonna like plays, and she's gonna like this. Like, shut up, and she's gonna like this, and fuck you, and yeah, she's gonna like this.
I like that.
So we're gonna do no more
I was
improv.
gonna encourage it.
But imagine that.
Okay.
And you can still talk to us, but we're not gonna throw off your groove. And also a point I gave Mr. Bird the last time he did my workshop, he was great, he killed it, was enjoy it. Enjoy, which you already are, but enjoy it even more. It's like you're talking about, oh my god, the woman that like the woman of my dreams. Enjoy that.
Yeah, so it's not like I'm depressed, like where is this girl? It's like this is exciting. Like she's out there, I know she is.
Maybe both.
Okay.
I think both can be true. I think you can be really excited to meet the love of your life and really sad that you haven't met her yet. I think you can have both.
And he's like, could be.
Who knows?
Who
So have fun with it. Again, back to have fun, because he's having fun with it. And recognize the moments of like, oh, why doesn't she just yell out? Like, come on, like I'm here, you're there, we're wasting daylight here, you know? So play with that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. And also, this is another thing. I know it doesn't end in a question mark. That's my bad with the grammar. If they're asking a question, actually ask the question. So now, you can play exclaiming it, but maybe not why. Why doesn't she ask? Why doesn't she just yell this out? Because it would be a lot easier if she just fucking would. So, and I think that's something we all can relate to. Whether you have a partner now or not, you know what it's like to not have your romantic partner. And that isn't as fun as having that romantic partner. And wondering where she is, or he is, wondering where they are, you know? So play with all that, raise the stakes even more, just have a blast with it. He's idealistic, also he's fantasizing. I know I'm throwing too much at you. They're like in the middle of, they're training for World War II. They're training for the Great War. And it's like, this is like their escape from a lot of the scary shit they're about to go into. You know, they've only heard rumors, they haven't seen any fighting yet. They've heard some scary shit. And so this is like their escape from that.
Never seen a woman for months.
They haven't seen a woman for
This
months.
joke-
I threw way too much at you, but Eugene is thinking of all that.
No.
So don't get in your head. I know I just threw way too much at you. So take a
Have
breath.
fun with it.
Have fun. Take a breath whenever you're ready. Action.
I was determined to meet the perfect girl. I knew just what she would be like. She's going to be pretty, but not too beautiful. Because when they're too beautiful, they think of themselves first and you second. And she'll be athletic. The kind of girl who you can hit 5 balls to, and she'd catch all of them. She'd love to go to the movies, and read books, and see plays. We'd never run out of conversation. She's out there. I know it. Right now, the girl I'm going to fall in love with. She could be living in New York, Philadelphia, Boston, just walking around the streets, not even knowing that I'm alive. It's crazy. There she is, and here I am. The both of us just waiting around to meet. Why doesn't she just yell out, Eugene, I'm here. Come and get me.
Awesome. Try that second half a little more of this. Not sad, but a little more of like frustrated. There she is, and here I am.
Okay.
Because again, it's like, oh, come on. Like, let's just connect already. I know you're there. I'm here. What are we doing? So try that a little more frustrated. Still enjoying it, but try that more frustrated.
There she is. And here I am. The both of us just waiting around to meet. Like, why doesn't she just yell out, Eugene, I'm here. Come and get me.
I guess acting runs in the blood. Wow.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought when you gave me the context behind it, it was a little bit easier, and I like the whole addition of being able to like address my gang of brothers.
Yeah.
Felt more organic that way.
Yeah, I agree. Any thoughts from the class? I thought I agree. And I like this time you were pacing a little, but it felt more right because it was like a bunch of people. Yeah. Something you could still be aware of, but for your next acting workshop. But any thoughts? No? All right. Well, thank you.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
All right, who's next?
Goodbye, Charles.
Oh, this is a fun one. Okay, this was a go-to audition of mine for a long time.
It's a movie or a...
It's from a play. It's from a play called Goodbye, Charles. And I think that's all the context I'm going to give you for now. Any other questions besides that?
Is it like, can I like talk to the door because he's like in a door, or do I talk to like people?
I like your thought. Imagine the door. Imagine the door.
So not physically to the door.
Well, because the door isn't closed, so it's not going to be doing it's going to be doing yourself a disservice. So, but I like that thought. Like, picture you just opened the door, and here she is,
Okay.
and now you're talking to her. And what is that like? Whenever you're ready, have fun. 3, 2. Okay, fine. As you can see, there's a common theme between the monologues that I like. I certainly have thoughts, but how did you feel?
I mean, mostly it was like needing to keep looking at the paper and also like pronouncing words.
Great. So a couple thoughts on that. I think it was a great first read. So this is just, again, this is all technical. So that's what's great about a workshop like this is that you're not really born knowing this. This is like you need to learn. Just hold it up like this. So you're not blocking your face because you were like, also that this is like gonna strain this and it's gonna cut off your airflow,
Yeah.
which will eventually cause you to lose your voice. But up here, we can still see your face and it's not like this. It's not like this. It's like this. So we still see, and you look out when you can. I'm not the kind of guy who spends hundreds on a last-minute flight back to New York. You know, so that's how you do that. Easy fix. You did a little bit of the pacing, which we all do, and that's okay. Just be aware of it. What is this monologue about?
This guy shows up to his friend's girlfriend's apartment after
Best friend's
his best
girlfriend.
friend, and apparently they had like a ruckus night together at some point in the past. And I guess he's like confused on whether or not he should like be a good friend or if he should like pursue this girl.
You got it. I want to see that because I didn't see any inner turmoil. Because that's a hard thing. Here's my best friend of all the women in the world to fall in love with. It's his girlfriend. The two people, like, if it was anyone else, I wouldn't feel bad at all. Screw that guy. But fuck, it's my best friend. You know? So it's like, how does he balance that? Again, want versus need. He really, really wants to be with her, but he really needs to be loyal to his best friend. So play with that want versus need. And what's great about this monologue is...
I don't know about that. Like, I like naturally don't show emotion very much. So
That's good, baby.
no, so I'm saying like I don't know how I can like it's not like I turn it on or off automatically. It's just off.
That's
So
that's okay. But that's the fun about acting is that
Okay.
this isn't you. This is the character.
Yeah.
We're seeing it, man.
So
It's not about showing emotion. It's about thinking through the process of like which do you choose. You know, like you've had to make tough choices,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, I don't need to see I don't need to see that, but I need to feel that from the
Okay.
word. So yes, Eric put it much more elegantly than I did. But yes. So what's great about this monologue is that we were talking about like the levels before with YouTube. This gives you those levels. It's like, look, I am not this type of person. So why am I here?
Let's do this one.
Because I really, really love you, and but I can't love you, but oh God, I really, really want to, but I can't, you know? So it's like a lot of that. So it gives you that like I'm here, then I'm here, then I'm here, then I'm here. So I want to feel more of that, like we talked about, change of breath, change of thought also, that, you know, no, this is it, I'm walking out the door, but God, I love you so much, wow, I really just want to be with you the rest of my life. Oh, but I can't. So like, let there be that you're going in one direction, and then the direction changes, and then it changes back, and then it changes back.
Okay.
So let that push-pull be there. Again, I'm 0 for 4 here. I threw you way too much. Try that again. Yep, perfect. And we're going to do start and stop. So you just open the door, and this is the most...
When you keep saying start and stop, what does that mean?
Great question. So start and stop. So the first time I just let you go through the whole thing. And then the second time, I'm going to stop you. And then we'll start again. And then
Okay.
you know, so it'll be choppier.
Okay.
And then, so expect that. Expect me to interrupt you.
All right.
So you have it a little more up. Yep, perfect. You just open the door, and it hurts to look at her. She's so beautiful. Just open the door. Have fun. Again, the character may be in turmoil, but you should have fun.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. You just open the door. Oh, mama, gorgeous.
I'm not the kind of guy who spends hundreds on a last-minute flight back to New York, tears across town, then runs up 6 flights of stairs to knock on his best friend's girlfriend's door in order to run off and elope with her based on one crazy, thoughtless, inexplicably romantic night.
Inexplicably romantic. So what he's saying is inexplicably is in like, I can't explain it,
Is that
but
not
that
the
was
word I said?
romantic. You said inexplicitly.
Oh,
That's
I think of that word, but then I say
That's all right.
another one.
So think about what he's saying here. He's saying, based on one crazy, thoughtless, isn't like, this was so stupid, and I can't explain it, but it was the most romantic night of my life. So play a little more of that, like, this is a horrible idea, but God, I really want to do it anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? Feel free to
Yes,
say
I
no.
know.
No.
Not
Feel free to
really.
say no. So, one of these things is not like the other. Crazy, thoughtless, inexplicably romantic. As in bad, really, really good.
Okay.
So play with that dynamic. Play with that. This is a horrible, no good, very bad, amazing thing.
Okay.
Am I making that clear? If I'm not, feel free to say no.
I think so.
Feel free to say no. So play more like you came into here to be like, I'm done. I didn't fly all across. I didn't lose a flight ticket. I didn't do this just to run off with you based on one stupid, amazing night. So it's like you're telling her this is never going to happen, but then you kind of pull yourself back and you're like, oh, wait a minute, but I really do love you. Okay, so try that. Try. The objective is to tell her you're never going to see her again, but then you keep pulling yourself back. So start from the top.
I'm not the kind of guy who spends hundreds on a last-minute flight back to New York, tears across town, then runs up 6 flights of stairs to knock on his best friend's girlfriend's door in order to run off and elope with her based on one crazy, thoughtless, inexplicably romantic night. So what am I doing here, Cynthia?
Ask yourself that question. Actually, ask yourself that question.
So what am I doing here, Cynthia? I'm not passionate. I'm a fact checker, for Christ's sake. And the fact of me being here, it doesn't check out. It's nuts. The fact is, you hardly know me, and I hardly know you.
Keep her in one spot. You keep on changing your focus. Keep her wherever she is. Keep her in one spot.
Okay, don't do the looking around thing.
Unless she's moving around the apartment.
No, okay.
And if she
That's
is,
what I was going based off of before. It was like looking around kind of thing.
if she, no, that's fine. If she is, then that's a choice. But if she's not, keep her in one spot.
Okay. So what am I doing here, Cynthia? I'm not passionate. I'm a fact checker, for Christ's sake. And the fact of me being here doesn't check out. It's nuts. The fact is, you hardly know me, and I barely know you. Now your boyfriend, I've known since kindergarten.
Now, how do you feel remembering him? You've been you. Oh God, and your boyfriend. Oh, I really fucked things up here. So let there be a change of thought there. Let it be that you're remembering. Oh my God, this is my best friend, your boyfriend, that I just completely betrayed. So start from a little before that, and then let there be a change of thought with that.
It's nuts. The fact is, you barely know me, and I barely know you. Now your boyfriend, I've known since kindergarten. Am I really willing to throw all those years of friendship away based on what? Some feeling? Some
How
intense?
do you feel about the word feeling? Like, okay, feeling is nothing. Am I really gonna throw it away? Like, so give me more color on the word feeling. And you can make it whatever color you want, but make it more, I don't want to be that vague. Make it more, am I really going to throw my whole life away based on a stupid whim? That's what he's saying. It's like, this is meaningless, and yet I keep on being drawn back to it.
Okay.
So give the word feeling more color. You can decide how you want to play it, but give it more oomph, give it more emphasis.
Now your boyfriend, I've known since kindergarten. Am I really willing to throw away all those years of friendship based on what? A feeling? Some intense aching, gnawing, burning, torturing feeling? It's telling me that I must be with you or I'll die a slow and horrible death as my heart slowly breaks into 1,000 pieces? No.
Great. So let's do that last part again. So I like what you did with feeling. There's more to it. So now he's saying, I'm not going to throw this away based on some whim. And then he describes this feeling. It's irony there that he's talking about how this feeling of loving her is so intense. He feels like he's going to die and is a slow and horrible death if he's not with her.
Yeah.
And then he brings himself back. No, I'm not going to do that. So I didn't believe at all that you were tortured. I didn't believe at all that you were aching. I didn't believe that you were gnawing, burning. I want to feel, and again, you don't need to be writhing on the ground, but just like, what does it feel like to be, like, just to feel like your insides are torn out?
Yeah.
So play with that last line again. Start from some feeling.
Some feeling? Some intense, aching, gnawing, burning, torturing feeling that's telling me that I must be with you or I'll die a slow and horrible death as my heart slowly breaks into 1,000 pieces? No.
Nice. And I think we could play with even more levels. I like that you gave each thing its own breath. That it was like it was almost like you were getting punched in the gut. Some intense, ow, aching, ow, gnawing. Like, I like that you gave each one its own room. I think we could play with this all day. I want to move on,
Sure.
but good stuff. Good stuff.
Good
Thank
stuff.
This one is quite different from the rest of them.
you. Okay.
Sir Adam Sandler is
Oh,
playing
yes.
Billy Madison here.
Yes. Great pick.
And to set the scene, more or less, he's getting scolded or doing something Billy Madison-like.
Any questions?
I do not. I mean, I remember the scene. I never imagined playing a school teacher.
Well, there you are. You get to act like one. So whenever you're ready, have fun. 3, 2, 1, action.
Billy.
Oh.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response, were you even close to anything considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have no mercy on your soul. May God have mercy on your soul.
right.
Yes. We can't have no more service.
Well, some mercy.
The greatest cinematic speech of all time.
I want to pace. My reading is a little bit here and there. Sometimes I'm emphasizing. I don't know. It seems fun.
Okay. All right. It was fun. It was fun.
Definitely a different.
Different vibe, and
Different vibe.
that's the beauty of art and beauty of theater, beauty of acting, is that there's a lot of different flavors. So I think this is a good pick for you.
Yes.
I like that from the get-go. What he did also that no one has done yet, because I didn't point out, he was acting before the first line.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. Was you gave us some breath. We were talking about keep on bringing up breath. You took that sigh and it's like instantly we were with you. It's like, oh God, what am I going to say to this moron?
You
Oh.
fucking putz.
Yes, so I love that. If you're gonna pace, because you did pace a little bit. If you're gonna pace, at least you're aware of it. Make it a choice. Same thing as before, because again, he's an authority figure here. So he's the judge at the Jeopardy that they're doing, and so he's got authority here. So have that power. And if Billy doesn't pass, he doesn't pass third grade. He doesn't inherit his father's fortune. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah, they had no high school, no nothing.
Yes, you have a lot of power here. So let's play with that power. That you are like a king talking to an idiot peasant. So play with that. We'll see. And if you don't like that, you'll drop it. Play with that. Play with, we're not going to pace. We're going to play it as still as you can. And if you're going to move, then you're a lot more power. You move like this. Opposed to if you're always moving, each movement means less and less. I think that's it for now. Did anyone have any thoughts before we do our start and stop? Or interrupting one? Okay.
Love it.
Awesome. Okay. So let's do that again.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever heard.
Where is he? Or are you talking to just him, or are you talking to the whole audience? Either answer is fine, but you gotta justify.
We've got a classroom full of little shits that just listen to this crappy presentation of.
That's technically not right in the movie, but if you want to make that, that's fine.
That's
fine. That's fine. He's talking to like it's the whole auditorium of people watching. That's okay. That's okay. But if you're gonna do that, okay, then make it a you're. So why are you talking to the audience instead of just him? Is it to educate them? Is it to warn them?
Picking my Billy.
It doesn't need to be one of it. It could be above Trevor's head if you want it, wherever he is. It could be right in front of you.
Sure.
But make a choice. So either you're deliberately talking to the whole audience, and why are you talking to the audience? To educate them, to warn them, to say, like, do not be like this guy, kids, please. Or you're just talking directly to him, striking the fear of God in his heart.
That could be fun too.
Okay, so let's try that one. Let's try that you're just talking to Billy, and you've just never met someone so stupid before.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever heard, okay? How do you feel about that? At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Now, why are you backing it up? Is it because you don't want his stupid to be infectious? If that's the case, that's okay. But otherwise, you're just backing up for no reason. So maybe, because right now you're just going back and forth. If you're moving, move for a reason.
Maybe I don't want to.
You stay.
Then make that clear. I like that. Make that clear.
Everyone in this room is now dumber having listened to it, okay? I award you 0 points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Great. Now do one, great. Now do one where you're disgusted, you're horrified, and you're heartbroken that someone could just be so stupid. Like it's making you lose faith in humanity. Like,
Wow.
I can't tell whether you're joking or not, and I don't know what's worse. If you're joking, this is not funny. And if you're not joking, only God can save you because I can't. It's that kind of thing. So play with like, you want him to not be like this. And he so is. And it's like, ugh.
Stop.
Play with
I
that.
need you to not be you.
Already I like this.
Billy! I get lots. Alright. Mr. Madison, what you've just said is the most insanely idiotic thing I've ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to something that could be considered a rational thought. everyone in this room here right now is having dumber listen to it. Give or take. I award you 0 points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Now play with, I like it. Want versus need. So you want to like scream at him and shake him, but he's like just drained that from you. So like play with, it's soft and quiet, but like you want to be loud, but you don't want to raise your voice. You don't want to lose your temper. But just play with that. See if it works. If it doesn't work, drop it. But play with that. Want versus need. You want to be loud, you need to be soft.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever heard. At no point in your rambling were you even close to something considered a coherent, rational thought.
His father pays your checks, so you can't, you got to be careful with what you say. Keep going.
I feel you can do this, but you need to hear this. Okay? Everyone in this room is considerably dumber, having listened to your whatever the hell you want to consider a thought. I award you 0 points. Maybe next week you do a little better, but may God have mercy on your soul.
Now let's do a cursing one. Let's do a cursing one.
Alright.
From the top. Curse as much as you can.
Billy! You fuck! What are you doing? Why are you even here? Get your ass up and listen. What you just said is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. It's so insanely idiotic. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response, did any of us fucking... I don't know, it's ridiculous. Dude, everyone in this room is... I don't know how many fucking IQ points everybody's lost. I'm sorry. I apologize to all these little shits. We're all dumber having listened to it, okay? I award you no fucking points. You've done nothing. You've negatively impacted. May God have mercy on your poorly excusable sorry fucking soul.
All right. That was my favorite one. I don't know about you guys.
I'm not mad, I'm disappointed.
How did that feel?
Dude, I'm sorry.
It's great.
How did that feel for you?
You don't have to be sorry.
It's cool. I'm just hurt.
It's too late to say sorry.
Yeah, that was
What I liked about that, I really liked how the cursing, it added so much more fire under the words, and it added, I liked that you had change of thought. I liked that you allowed yourself, with the change of breath also, to go down a road a bit, where do we even go from here? Instead of just, oh, I'm reading the next line, but it's like, I'm at a loss for words. So that was really powerful. Yeah, I think we could keep playing with it, but good stuff. Yes,
that was
sir.
fun. Bro, a lot of are you an actor? Like, do you, is for career, like, are you doing that or no?
Not even close.
No. Well, a lot of actors like who work constantly like are, you know, some struggle with like taking direction and like remembering what their teacher said and whatnot, or their director. And I think it's awesome that for someone who's not, you know, says they're not, has remembered everything he said. Like even during the cursing round, when I know you wanted to play a lot, you remembered. His dad pays my checks.
Yeah.
And you took a different tactic and a different turn, bro. And that's really cool to see from someone who claims. Thank you, man.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Love it.
Seriously, man.
Well, thank you, Mark. Awesome. All right.
Thanks, that.
That's very handsome. This is a good looking girl. Look at that. All right. So this is new girl. This is Soda de Chanel's one.
Oh, there she is.
Nice.
Troy is the new girl. Any questions? Yes. Have fun. That's all I'm gonna say. Have fun. 3, 2, 1, action.
Okay, hey, I've got something to say. I break for birds. All right? I rock a lot of polka dots. I spend my entire day talking to children, and I find it fundamentally strange that you don't like desserts. It's just weird, and it freaks me out, and I hate your pantsuit. I just wish I could put ribbons on it, so I just put that. Ribbons on it or something, so I just make it slightly cuter, and that doesn't mean I'm not smart or tough or strong. And okay, I know you like Nick. I'm not trying to interfere, but you should just talk to him about it. No, okay, look, hold on. All right, I'm almost done. I'm about to go pay an $800 fine, and yes, my checks have little baby farm animals on them.
All right.
That's actually great.
I love that for him. What were your thoughts? How do you feel?
That was good. I mean, I was nervous, so like I tripped up on the words.
Well, I don't know. I did not have you in mind when I brought this, and this actually works for you so well. And you bring up really the main note I had. If you trip up, that's fine. Trip up in character. So don't break character. Let the character be flat. Where the fuck is my spine? Opposed to, oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Casting Director. Stay in character, even when you're messing up. Biloxi Blues, little anecdote time, was my senior thesis in college. And it was a reader's theater, so we actually held our scripts the whole time. And me being the jackass I am, I memorized it anyway, even though you're not supposed to with reader's theater. There was a point where I meet the love of my life in it, and Eddie forgot his line, and I had to look for it, and it kind of created a beautiful moment because it was kind of like Eugene, even though it's his story, was so taken by this woman that even in his own story he forgets what he needs to say. Or at least that's how I like to interpret it. So what I'm saying is, again, lean into it. That's what we keep on talking about. Lean into the nerves, lean into the mistake, lean into it even more. Let it be Jess is messing up. Not you. And mess up is a show, whatever. You tripped over a word, doesn't matter. I don't think you paced, but be aware of it anyway. I don't think you did, though. Maybe you did.
Sure.
Yeah. Any questions on any of that? Okay. Whenever you're ready, have fun. 3, 2, 1, action.
Okay, hey, I've got something to say. I break for birds. Right? I rock a lot of polka dots. I spend my entire day talking to children, and I find it fundamentally strange that you don't like desserts. It's weird, and it freaks me out, and I hate your pantsuit. I wish I had some ribbons so I could put them on and make them a little bit cuter, and that doesn't mean I'm not tough or smart or strong. Look, and I know...
Stop. I love that. What I loved about that is that it was like, go, and then when he took half a breath, it was like, oh, wow, wait, now I want to hear what he has to say. And that doesn't mean I'm not tough. So I love that it wasn't all one note.
Yes.
Speed-wise. Roller coaster-wise, though, I think keep up the chugga. I love that, but let these things have different things. I break for birds. Let that be different than I rock for polka dots. I rock a lot of polka dots. Different than I spend my whole day talking to children. Let it be different because right now it's like da, and that was a beautiful moment. But let it be da. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So try that, and so start from the top.
Okay, hey, I've got something to say. I break for birds. I rock a lot of polka dots. I spend my entire day talking to children, and I find it fundamentally strange that you're not a dessert person. It's weird, and it freaks me out, all right? And I hate your pantsuit. I wish I had ribbons so I could just make it a little bit cuter, and that doesn't make me not smart or tough or strong. And I know you like Nick, and I'm not trying to interfere, but...
Wait, Nick is the love of your life.
Okay. And I know that you like Nick, I'm not trying to interfere, but you should just talk to him about it. Alright, hold on, I'm almost done. I'm about to go pay this $800 fine, and yes, my checks do have little baby farm animals on them.
I like that you took my note from before that you did enjoy that final line. Now don't play into the joke. Play into you were dead serious. Yes, they do have baby farm animals on them. Damn it. Then after this we'll do a cursing rehearsal.
Yeah.
But do it like you take that seriously. It's like, you know what they do, and I'm proud of it. It's not a joke to me. I purposely chose these checks. So try from the line before that into that.
Hold on, right? Look, I'm almost done. I'm about to go pay an $800 fine, and yes, my checks do have little baby farm animals on them.
I think that's funnier. I don't know about you guys. I think that works better because, with comedy, that's a rule, raise the stakes. And it's like, if you're winking at the audience, which you weren't, but if you're get it, it's not funny. But if you are serious about these farm animals, that's a lot funnier. Let's do a cursing rehearsal. Let's see how that goes. Curse as much as you can.
Alright. Okay, hey, I've got something to say. I fucking break for birds. Alright, I rock the shit out of polka dots. I spend my entire day talking to little fucking kids, and it is fundamentally strange that you're not a dessert person. It's just weird, and it freaks me the fuck out, and I hate your shitty pantsuit. I wish I had ribbons on them or something so I can make them just slightly cuter, and that doesn't mean I'm not smart or tough or strong. And I know you like Nick, and I'm not trying to interfere, but just fucking talk to him, alright? And, okay, hold on, I'm almost done. I'm about to go pay an $800 fucking fine, and yeah, my checks do have little baby farm animals on them.
See, what I like about that is that now, I didn't think about that $800 fine before, now I'm thinking about, and she's like, oh my god, I have a teacher's salary and I need to pay an $800 fine. Like, I actually thought about how shitty that is. So not only is she giving advice to someone about hitting on the love of her life, now I gotta pay, I have $700 in the bank and I have to pay this $800 fine. Do all that, take the cursing back out.
From the top?
Same intentions as the cursing, because the cursing made you think about what you were saying more, but now we're gonna syringe it out. So for the same idea, but just take the cursing out.
Alright. Okay, hey, look, I've got something to say. I break for birds. I rock a lot of polka dots, and I spent my entire day talking to children, and wait, sorry. Fuck, I did the thing.
It's alright, start from the top. And again, as if it's the cursing, but not.
Yeah. Okay, hey, look, I have something to say. Like, I break for birds. I wear a lot of polka dots. I spend my entire day talking to children, and I find it fundamentally strange that you don't like desserts. Alright, it's weird, and it freaks me out, and I hate your pantsuit. I wish I had ribbons so I could put them on and make it a little bit cuter, and that doesn't mean that I'm not strong or tough or enough.
Could go from a little before that. I'm just adding and adding and adding. Maybe that's a realization for her. Maybe it's like, you know what, I am tough. Dang it, maybe I am smart. You know? So go from a little before that and let it be a realization for her.
And I wish I had ribbons. Oh, wait.
Right, wherever you want.
And I wish it had ribbons on it or something so it can make it just slightly cuter, and that doesn't mean I'm not strong or smart or stuff. And I know you like Nick, and I'm not trying to interfere, but just go talk to him. And hold on, alright, I'm almost done. I'm about to pay an $800 fine. And yes, my checks do have little baby farm animals on them.
So what I liked about that, what I liked when you said stuff instead of tough or whatever you said, I loved your reaction to yourself.
Yeah, dude.
I loved, but then you kept on going. That you're like, oh, I hope she didn't just hear me fuck that up. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't say that and keep going. I love that. I thought that was the truest part of the whole thing. I don't know, do you have any thoughts? I mean, I think it's in a really fun, funny spot. And again, taking the notes very well. I don't know, any thoughts on that? Any thoughts from the class?
Nice question. What is I feel like you're so on point with like 90% of it, but it's like those first two lines that I'm like, this is just gearing up to where it actually starts. Mm-hmm. And I feel like there has to be something from this other girl that like is the impetus for this. Mm-hmm. Like it feels like maybe she's like shitting on Jess or something like that, or like saying that she's like not serious or not something like that. And I feel like
so that's a great point. Like we could play with that. We could play with I can kind of just say some things to instigate what's happening before then. Then you need her. Now, hold on. Opposed to just, hey, hold on. You know, not that you were doing that, but like so to give it some impetus. So I think that's a great point. So
in the scene, if I remember, wasn't the Caroline talking to another person making fun of? Because then she's like,
that works for me. I don't remember, but that works for me.
Right. I don't know. Do we all?
So talking about the love of your life and making fun of him.
Yeah.
And not listening to a word you say. So try to interrupt us a few times and then finally just break through. So God, Nick, what a fucking loser! Oh my God, like.
I know. I mean, he's so schlubby.
Okay, hey.
God, whatever. I mean,
no,
like,
hey, look, I have something to say. All right. I break for birds. I rock a lot of polka dots. I spend my entire day talking to children. I find it fundamentally strange that you're not a dessert person. It's weird. It freaks me out. And I hate your pantsuit. I wish there were some ribbons on it so I could make it a little cuter. But that does not make me not tough or smart or strong. All right. And I know you like Nick. I'm not trying to interfere, but just go talk to him. All right. Now hold on. I'm almost done. I'm about to go pay an $800 fine. And yes, my checks do have little baby farm animals on them.
Yeah.
Really good.
What I liked about that, I want to hear Trevor's thoughts. Great point, Eric. What I liked about that was that there was more urgency, and I felt the environment of they're at a bar, and like, I'm making a fool of myself, so I just want to get this out before I stop myself from making a fool of myself, you know? So it had that chugga, but it was even more justified of like, I need to get this out because this is kind of embarrassing what I'm doing, but if I stop for a second and think about it, I'm gonna freak myself out, so I just gotta keep going. I thought that was great. I thought the volume at the end was very funny. Yeah, I don't know, any thoughts on that?
So good, dude.
Okay, yes, what were your thoughts?
So good, dude. Like, and also, it's crazy, bro. I want to have your attention to detail one day, bro.
Yeah.
You talk to him about, dude, it's so weird. Were you picturing because it seemed to me like you were you picturing, like, the birds and the kids in your head? Because it seemed to me like you were looking at him, thinking about him, and then you looked at him and his dress, and then pictured the ribbons on them, and I was like, dude, like, yeah, I want to do that. Like, when I act, bro, like, hell yeah. Is that what you were doing? Because it looked like it was.
Yeah, the first part a little bit, but definitely the pantsuit. Like I was seeing like a beige, like boring, like Hillary Clinton.
Awesome, bro. Like, hell yeah.
Yeah, something that I just kind of saw, I think just across the board, and for me included, was just like when the environment was firmly established, like it just opened up endless possibilities. And like, because when you're someplace, then it's like, then you don't have to think about what to do. You're just there, and it just kind of happens. So I mean, yeah, when they were just talking, and then it just there was that extra little puzzle piece that just kind of sparked the flames. You're just like, okay, hey, this is activated now. But I kind of saw that from everyone. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I agree, and of course that's the trick, is that when you're in a cold audition, it's you and the casting director probably on their phone, and that's it. That's it. So you don't have your bros to talk about Biloxi Blues. You don't have two people to create the scene for you. So it's almost like training wheels. And so the idea is ride with the training wheels, see how you feel with it. Okay, I know how to ride this bike, then take the training wheels back off. And so that's why I said let's inject cursing, and then let's syringe the cursing back out. Keep the effects of it, but you can't curse. And you brought up a really good point. To me, the best acting, I quoted this, I think, at the last one or the one before, Heath Ledger, Joker, that, you often don't know what is going on behind the eyes, but you always know something is going on. You always know the gears are turning. And that's what's great, is that whether you were picturing my pantsuit or not, something was turning. Gears were moving. And that, to me, is good acting. And that's so interesting. And sometimes it's more interesting when you don't necessarily know. And I kind of like that for me, because I didn't necessarily know, which allows my imagination to take full, like, oh, what about my dress? What do you mean? Like, opposed to just dictating it. Sometimes leaving a bit to the imagination is our best friend. 3, 2, 1, have fun, action.
I had to think about this.
That's all right. Take your time, take a breath, and if you want to start and then you don't like it, you can start over.
Hi, I'm Ted Mosby, and exactly 45 days from now, you and I are going to meet. We're going to fall in love, we're going to get married, and we're going to have 2 kids, and we're going to love them, each other, so much. All of that is 45 days away, but I'm here now, I guess, because I want those extra 45 days. And if I can't have them, I'll take the 45 seconds before your boyfriend shows up and punches me in the face, because I love you, and I am always going to love you forever and beyond. Oh, hi, you must be Louie. It's okay, it's fine. I'm in love with your girlfriend. We're going to get married.
Fun. Okay, fun. So let's go back from what we practiced the last time. I love the intensity, but like the romantic intensity that you're giving her your all. Play even more with enjoying it. Play even more with levels, because it was very one note. It was a beautiful one note, but let's add some more notes to the scale. I really liked.
Ted is super passionate, and he believes in everything he's saying.
Sure.
Like,
So play with that passion.
Fully fucking
Because I think it was intense, not so passionate.
Yeah.
So keep the intensity, but add some passion without freaking her out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's a really good point. It was intense, it wasn't so passionate. Romantic. Let it be romantic too. My favorite moment was that I'm here, I guess, because you were actually thinking about, why am I here? Why am I here? Because I can't do anything right now. So answering that question for her and for you. So try that again. As much intensity, but much more passion.
All right.
Whenever you're ready, you can take a breath. 3, 2, 1, action.
Hi, I'm Ted Mosby, and exactly 45 days from now, you and I are going to meet. We're going to fall in love, and we're going to get married, and we're going to have 2 kids, and we're going to love them and each other so much. And all of that is 45 days away, but I'm here now, I guess, because I want those extra 45 days. And if I can't have them, I want the 45 seconds before your boyfriend shows up and punches me in the face, because I love you. And I will always love you from now to the end of my days. Oh, hi, you must be Louie. It's okay, it's fine. I'm in love with your girlfriend and we're gonna get married.
Nice. I think you can go further with my notes. Also, let's try one. Don't start right away. Just look at her, enjoy her looking at you. And then eventually you realize, okay, this woman's gonna think I'm a psychopath if I don't start talking. Just enjoy looking at her. And then you remember, oh, wait a minute, she can see me. And then start. So no timetable, got all the time in the world. You just open the door.
Hi.
Even longer. Even give it even more time to just enjoy looking at her. You haven't seen her this young in 40 years. Wow, I forgot how hot you used to be. I mean, you were hot as an old lady too, but wow, you were a smoke show. So, walk into it. The door's closed, and you open it.
Hi, I'm Ted Mosby, and exactly 45 days from now, you and I are gonna meet. We're gonna fall in love, and we're gonna get married, and we're gonna have 2 beautiful kids, and we're gonna love them and each other so much. And all that is 45 days away, but I am here now, I guess, because I want those extra 45 days. And if I can't have them, I want the 45 seconds before your boyfriend shows up and punches me in the face, because I love you. And I am always gonna love you to the end of my days and beyond. Hi, you must be Louie. It's okay, it's fine. I'm in love with your girlfriend and we're gonna get married.
That might be the best acting you've ever done.
Yeah, that was it.
That felt good. What was different?
God, just fucking felt it, man. Yeah.
So what did you do to set yourself up for success? And forgetting about natural talent, which you obviously have.
You believed what you were saying, I felt.
But, right, and I believe that too. I believe that you believe, but what tools, how did you set yourself up for success?
Well, I took your note, took my time to get there. Really just visualized, wow, I'm looking at my wife as she was before we met. Like the way I haven't seen her in 25 years. Yeah. So yeah, I did that, and I did a bit of, so the reason why I wanted to do this, kind of an emotional recall, but like, the thing that really brought this out was, I was texting Aaliyah, my ex-girlfriend, the other day, and she said it was a moment.
I'll edit this out.
No, it's fine. There was a moment, she was texting, and she was saying, oh, we were reminiscing, and she was like, yeah, there was a moment where you did this thing, and blah, blah, blah. And I said to myself, I'm gonna marry him someday. And that, like, broke my heart. So yeah, I just, like, kind of, like, I was visualizing her saying that, you know, and I just brought that right emotion and thought about, because I'm also this romantic, like, looking for love in my life. Mm-hmm. So, like, if I could fucking go up to, like, my actual soulmate store, like, right now, whoa, what I would do for that. So yeah, it's kind of like really just put myself there. And
Good.
honestly, the coat helped. Like, no one because in the scene he has like the button-down shirt with a little white coat on. I was like, alright, fuck it, like.
That's a big thing with acting, that it sounds so silly, but I've heard multiple coaches trying to say, like, the costume really, really helps.
Props. What are additional props? Essentially.
Props too, but something about costume, like just
Uh-huh.
literally being in their shoes, literally being in their clothes, reminds you that you just got in off the New York City streets. It reminds you that it's freezing outside, but with her, it feels like 80 degrees in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
But even though it's 20 degrees, you could walk outside in a t-shirt and shorts. That's how much she warms your heart. But you don't think about that when you're not wearing a jacket. So I thought that was all great. Do what you need to do to make it work. I'm very against emotional recall for a few reasons. There's only so many times you could use that where it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
And it's just, you don't want to be putting yourself through emotional heartbreak every time you have to act. So it did create a beautiful effect, but you just need to be careful.
Yeah.
Now actors do it, and it seems to work for them. So if it works for you, it works. But I just proceed with caution.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to say it's cheating, but it's almost cheating yourself more than the audience. Because the audience is getting something real, but real is not always good when it's heartbreak. I mean, we deserve to not have to think about our beloved ex-girlfriend every time we get on stage. 8 shows a week on Broadway.
Right.
We deserve to not think about our dead child in Rabbit Hole, one of my favorite plays. There's a beautiful heartbreaking scene between the husband and wife that I've always fantasized playing the husband in that, because it's such a beautiful. But if you keep either imagining you lose a kid or thinking about your real lost kid, you can't go on like that. So again, beautiful performance, beautiful acting, but just be careful. If we could extract that out of it and keep everything else, I say keep it. I think it's good. I mean, we can continue to play with levels, but that was the most like TV ready I think it's been. As in, like, we could show that to CBS or whoever put on How I Met Your Mother, and they'd be like, the producer would be like, okay, yeah, we can use that. Not that the others weren't. The others were good too, but that was the most ready. If you want to keep running that momentum, we can keep working on this. We could do another one, or if you want to end on that note, it's up to you.
Oh, I mean, I felt like that one was kind of a good, like, I felt like, all right. Because I just needed to, because the emotional recall thing, I agree. I just personally needed to, like, get that out of me.
All right.
That was very, like, therapeutic. If you guys are just hanging out, want to fuck around with this stuff, cool. But if not,
And like when I was in Young Frankenstein with you, the best show I've ever been in, I don't know if it's the best show you've ever been in, but the best I've ever been in.
Yeah.
This was junior year of high school. Maybe the worst year of my life.
All downhill since.
Right, yeah, right. And besides 2020, which was probably-ish the worst year of my life in ways. But yeah, I mean, I'd say pretty objectively, my junior year of high school was the worst year of my life. It just sucked every which way. And as Dr. Frankenstein, I got to do a lot of screaming, and that felt phenomenal. But I didn't think about the stress of getting into college, SAT, my dad, my mom, my sister, my girls, or lack thereof, lack of sleep. I didn't think about that. I just let the emotions that are all there just come out. So I think we can do it without cheating. And I think you've loved enough and suffered enough to be able to do it without thinking about Aaliyah, without thinking about any. I think you can. And look, it takes practice, obviously, but I do think it's possible. Because every time I screamed at Dr. Frankenstein, I wasn't like, fuck you, Dad! Ha! Fuck you, SAT! Ha! Fuck you! You know what I mean? You can't, because then it's just not healthy, and it's like, I'd like to have fun up there. And that actually made it more cathartic. That I could just, scream without thinking about what was making me scream. Just screaming just to scream, because you need to scream. So sometimes it's nice to cry just to cry, and not think about all the very real reasons you have to cry. So that's my thoughts on that. But again, beautiful work. 3, 2, 1, action.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is the most insanely moronic thing I've ever heard. At no point was your rambling, incoherent response. But I don't know, miss it.
All right, start over. Take a breath. Take a breath. Shake it out. Shake it out. Completely shake it out. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Shake it out. Think about your environment. They're in like an auditorium, and you just heard the most moronic words come out of any human's mouth. You just heard the most moronic things you've ever heard in your entire life. You're flabbergasted. You're scared for the human race. All the above. 3, 2, 1, action.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything resembling a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to what you just said. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Were you only going in, was he only in one place, or?
I mean, I thought he was sitting behind the, what do you mean?
Your eyes wavered a little bit?
They're just kind of just thinking like, what?
Okay, then go even bigger with that, because I wasn't totally sure. Levels, and that's what I'm always going to say in life in general. Levels, I love the intensity. Again, keep the intensity. I think that's something you're just naturally always going to excel at, and I think that's great.
I mean, I set the bar pretty high. So
You did.
I get it.
I'm trying to
Same energy, same intensity, but more levels.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is the most insanely idiotic thing I've ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to resembling a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to you. I award you no points. May God have mercy on your soul.
Let that be a realization. It's such a great way to end that. Let that be a realization, like, oh my God, not only was that horrible, but we are all worse off now.
Okay. Mr. Madison, what you just said is the most insanely idiotic thing I've ever heard.
He's discovering it as it's happening.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to what you just said. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Let's lean into it.
It just actually is so funny. It's hard not to laugh.
Lean into it. He's, because I've never thought of it this way, but playing with opposites. Play it as if, let's just do a crazy one. Do it as if he thinks it's hysterical.
All right.
And don't judge it. It's going to feel wrong for the text. Don't judge it. Just do it.
All right. Mr. Madison, what? What you just said is the most insanely idiotic thing I've ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to what you just said. I award you no points, and God have mercy on your soul.
So what I like about that, so now what we're going to keep in, but we're going to extract out, is it's the most fun you've had with it.
Yeah.
So keep that level of fun, but now go back to horrified. So if you need to take a breath, take a breath. And again, he's realizing this as he's saying it. But so keep that level of fun.
Ooh. Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response did you even come close to really anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to what you just said. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Think about, that was all good, all good. I'm thinking of another exercise to throw your way. Think about someone just made a political statement that was just so asinine and had absolutely no bearing in fact. And that's why they're right, and that's why you're wrong.
Mm.
Because?
Mr. Madison, what you just said was the most insanely idiotic thing I've ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response did you even come close to anything that could be considered a rational response. Everyone in this room was no dumber for having listened to what you just said. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I think we could beat this to death, but I think it's fun. What are your final thoughts on this? I think that's a good note to end on. But what are your final thoughts on it?
Like the last one was kind of cathartic.
Okay.
Given, yeah.
But again, were you thinking about a specific person, or were you just like playing with those circumstances and then just kind of letting that feeling lead it?
Just kind of like, yeah, I know what I was imagining, and then just kind of, yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm talking about, is that you don't need to think about one specific idiot on Facebook who said something anti-Semitic or something this or that. Just as if.
Yeah.
As if someone said something asinine. If you really can't feel it, then you could dig a little deeper, a little more realistic, but again, dip your toes in, because once you're in the deep end, that's hard to get out of. So that's my thoughts on that. Any final thoughts on any of that? Good shit, bro. Good shit. Until next time.
You know what? I
Y'all
think
take
that's
it.
a healthy place to stay. Thank you, fellas. Thank
Good
you.
job, everybody. Yeah.
What a class. This guy's gonna be the next fucking later.
Fucking
Yeah, we can do
Sandy Meisner.
Yeah, Meisner. Fucking Stella Adler.
I just want to listen. Maybe Thank you. Hey, you're cool with me putting it on YouTube and everything? I'll send to our mom.
Yeah, you guys are welcome anytime. I mean, we'd definitely like to do this again.
I'd love to see it. I'm curious for you to watch Morning Show now.